It's a common experience for bishops. Often enough, after we have addressed some controversial moral issue, we get mail. This intensifies during an election season, no surprise there. It's happening to me these days. I have on my desk right now 2 small stacks of mail. Stack number 1, you are too weak on defending the right to life of the unborn. You tell us we must also be concerned about the refugees, racism, care of the earth. Stack number 2, you are a single-issue guy. All you care about is the unborn. You are obsessed with the pro-life cause. I can understand this seeming contradiction in people's perceptions of my comments up to a point. In our U.S. Bishop's document, Forming Consciences for Faithful Citizenship, we speak of 2 temptations in public life. The first is, quote, moral equivalence that makes no ethical distinctions between different kinds of issues involving human life and dignity. The direct and intentional destruction of human life from the moment of conception to natural death is always wrong and is not just one issue among many. It must always be opposed. This is crystal clear Catholic teaching on the sacred inviolability of human life. The second temptation is, quote, the misuse of these necessary moral distinctions as a way of dismissing or ignoring other serious threats to human life and dignity. The use of the death penalty, unjust war, torture, failure to respond to those who are suffering from hunger or lack of health care, pornography, compromising religious liberty, unjust immigration policy are all serious moral issues, not optional concerns which can be dismissed. The words of St. John Paul II embolden us to remain true to the fundamental teachings of the Church. He said, above all, the common outcry, which is justly made on behalf of human rights, for example, the right to health, to home, to work, to family, to culture, is false and illusory if the right to life, the most basic and fundamental right, and the condition for all other personal rights, is not defended with maximum determination. In many ways, it all comes down to one question. As I prepare to vote, how well formed is my conscience in the principles of sacred Scripture and the Church's teachings as these relate to and illuminate candidates' positions and their commitments, character, integrity, and ability to influence a given issue? In the end, this is a decision to be made by each one of us, guided by a conscience formed by Catholic moral teaching. Conscience is the key. If it has been properly formed, it must be trusted and prayerfully followed. As Pope Francis noted in his apostolic exhortation, Amoris Laetitia, we, the Church, have been called to form consciences, not to replace them. At a recent discussion with very committed laity, I sensed real frustration from a few folks because I cannot and will not promote one presidential candidate over the other. They said, "Can't you see what's at stake? Don't you realize the next president will choose nominees for the Supreme Court, which will make critical decisions impacting both national policy and individual lives for years to come?" Of course I see and realize those concerns. I share them. I will tell you only one thing for myself, repeating what I have said before. My conscience has never allowed me to vote for a pro-choice candidate, and that does not mean that I'm telling you for whom to vote or not to vote right now. If you have done the hard work of forming your conscience in preparation for this election, now is the time to pray. May God bless America.